There's something about having a scoop on the hood that just makes life worthwhile. Well, anyway, welcome to the interior of my nice new car. Bloody lights, bloody sun's in the way. But yeah, there's the mileage. Oh, got to be careful because of course it's a fake wood steering wheel, so reflects the sun. It's an auto, yes, I'm lazy. There you go, you're 2 high, you're 4 high, you're 4 low. There's your climate controls and all of that kind of gubbins. Pioneer radio, all the way around, including the speakers. Doesn't have cruise control, but it's a 4x4, who cares? Yeah, I've been down old Formula 1 getting some tracking done. There we go. And as though to prove it, obviously you may have seen the roof of it, but just behind me is the cheap heap. So we are definitely sitting on my driveway. Yes. And I can tell you this here and now, beyond shadow of all reasonable doubt, this thing will pull a house up a hill. I've been using it for the last few days. I've done about 200-300 miles in it. Just filled it up again. And yeah, it pulls. There's been a few, I thought there was a serious oil leak with it, because I looked underneath it and it was starting to pool up some oil on the driver's the front axle on the driver's side. Looked as if a seal had gone, you know, but it was the wrong colour. It was, hold on a minute, there we go. It was a golden colour, an engine oil colour. And I was sitting there thinking, oh no. Because the oil filter and everything is on that side, not this side. So if you get an oil leak, an engine oil leak, on the side where you don't have any of the filters and stuff like that, usually quite a bad thing. And I was thinking, oh no, the cheap heap's already broken down. Don't tell me my replacement for Bert's iX35 has as well. Oh no. Just my luck, you know. And anyway, I was frantically trying to figure it all out. Went to my mates with the garage, everything like that. And as we've been driving it, you'd started getting this smell of overheating. You know, that kind of horrible boiling smell that you get. And I was thinking, oh, head gasket's gone. Oh no. Oh crap. Oil's coming out all over the place, head's probably warped, you know, everything's going through your mind. Dan, being the legend that he can be at times, looked at it, looked at the main pipe on the engine, from the radiator round to the thermostat housing, and he looked down at the alternator, which is just below it. Stupid place to put an alternator, right above the thermostat and whatever, right above the water pipe. Where shall we put the electronic alternator? Oh, I don't know. The electricity generating alternator. Where shall we put that? Directly below the water pipe. And he's looking at it and he's like, what colour is your antifreeze? I don't know, I've only just picked the car up, you know. And so we had a look, and there was virtually no water in the system, none, but it was keeping its temperature because the fan is continuous. It's driven directly off the engine, so it's continuous. So when the temperatures are low, it will maintain temperature. And that's my bad. You know, that was my bad. I didn't notice. And so he's had a look, and it's got a yellow antifreeze in it. Never come across it. Purple, green, blue, never come across yellow. And of course it's got that antifreeze and water, and it's been around the system for a while, has got that kind of texture to it, so you can mistake it for an oil. Very viscous oil, but it can be done. Or weak viscosity oil. And having a shufty, and he's looked at this main pipe and he's squeezed it, and water's just come pumping out next to the thermostat housing. The clip that holds it in place is just knackered. It's done. So he's fabricated a Jubilee clip because he's got all the bits and bobs and the kit to make it, so you can make them as big as you need. and bunged it round there, tightened it up, filled it all up with water. I've got to do an entire rad system drain and put in the proper stuff, but at this time of year it's not going to freeze, so I'm not overly concerned at the moment. Next time it needs a service, I'll do it then. And secured that all up, and of course where the pipe is, where the water's been dripping, it's been dripping down the side of the engine, dripping onto the axle. The axle's been obviously spinning it all over the place. You got the tray underneath the engine bay, and of course that will capture any oil from servicing and stuff like that, where, you know, you undo the filter, a bit of oil dribbles in there over time, and of course it's mixed with that, it's squirted all under. It wasn't an oil leak at all, it was just a loose pipe. Boy, did I feel like a plank of wood. Get it all worked up over a loose pipe. I mean, really? But this thing is absolutely fantastic. I'm annoyed it's Bert's. Well, it's in my name, but it's Bert's vehicle because we got rid of the IX35. I think I know what I'm going to replace the cheap heat with. Another Terracan. These are genius. Although I might get a Terracan that needs some work so that I can do some work on it. Because that Mondeo is just doing my head in. Every step forward is another step back. It's just... it's going to turn into a money pit, and I really can't afford it. And the injectors have started going now. Injector on number 3 is just... it's not... when it's cold, until it gets up to temperature, it will, as soon as you put load on the engine, shut itself down. So you've got to get it up to temperature. Of course, with a diesel, once it's up to temperature, it doesn't really matter how diesel's being injected or getting its way into the explosion chamber. It's at temperature, it's just going to go bang. But until you get it up to temperature, that thing is impossible to drive. And it's kong, 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 as it's on. It's an injector issue, and that's a massive expense. Because one injector in that engine's about 250 quid, and then you've got to code it. It's just... I've just had enough. I've just had enough with the cheap heat now. And now that I'm in one of these, it's like, well, I like 4x4s. 4x4s are kind of my territory. And if I'm going to be working on a car, maybe I should find a higher mileage one of these that needs a bit of work. Because I've still got the i30, so it's not... hold on 1 minute. It's not a necessary requirement at the moment. It's still a fun car. So there's no rush. Ideas. But anyway, there you go. That's the beast. The beast that is this vehicle. Yeah. Now, do you notice something? The indicators are on the wrong side. Yeah. Hyundais and Kias had a thing about doing that for ages. And it's caught me out a couple of times. But yeah, it's caught me out on a couple of occasions. Been driving along, when I first picked it up, went down the road to fill it up, because obviously you buy one of these cars, they don't have that much fuel in. Although, Abberton Car Sales, which is where I bought this from, I bought the thing. Okay, I pointed out a couple of oil leaks that I knew were there. One of them was going to get done when they serviced it, because it was a sump plug leak, who cares. And a transfer box had a little seep on it where it just needed to be retightened up again, so that they did that one perfectly fine, whatever. I paid for it, I was waiting to collect it. I get a phone call and they're like, well, whilst we're servicing it, we thought we'd bung on a timing belt for you, just for our peace of mind. Timing belt change for free? So, Abberton Car Sales, Colchester Way, I highly recommend. Really, I do. I highly recommend them. Because they've done well. If they're going to sell a car of this quality for, well, it was 3,750 quid. And do a timing belt change. Through a service on, timing belt change, sorted out the leaks that I'd spotted You know, it was only after I'd been driving it for a while I looked under and, you know, the heart sank style thing, but that was my stupid thought. My stupidity. You know, it's water leak. I mean, really, Bill, you're getting worked up over a bloody radiator pipe. I mean, really. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you where it was. Here we go. There you go. It was that pipe. Comes off to there. Wheedle's under there, obviously. You can see under there. And it was that clip had come loose. And it was all getting around there, as you can see from the fuzz. You can see from all the white goo on top of the alternator, as you can see where it's dripped onto there, can't you? And if we come down there, it was getting all the way down, and although you can't really see it down there too well, you got quite a bit of damp down there from where the water was coming out from the back of that pipe, round there, down, dribbling down inside the engine. You can see all the white marks from where the water's gone. That pipe's got a bit of a chew in it, but that's just a that's just a foam around it. That's okay, that's cool. But yeah, it gone all the way down, and of course it was creating a wet patch underneath, which scared me foolishly. Taking it for a bit of a drive, and as you can see, the wet patch has completely gone. Completely dried up. There's the new sump bolt. But yeah, because it was all down there, it was all dripping down onto the floor. It was horrible. But yeah. Anyway, got away with me Costa. Hold on, I'll see if I can centre the. There we go, that's centred a bit better. Got away with me Costa. But yeah, it's dried out perfectly under there now. There are no leaks, as you just saw. There are no leaks. But yeah, it's 2005 plate. September 2005, so it's a 55 plate. 295 quid a year tax. It's doing... What did I calculate? I did calculate it a second ago. I've got to try and remember now. Because I've been doing a lot of, obviously, Colchester to here, to Chelmsford to here, letting Bert have a get used to it, because she's never driven a vehicle this big, four-wheel drive or automatic. Outside of an X-Type I had. That was a 2.5 X-Type, and first auto she'd ever driven. And she was unsure of it, you know. And we're going down what's the Old Rain Road. It runs parallel to the A120 going from Stansted to Freeport, and we're trundling down there. It doesn't run parallel all the way from there, but there's a bit from Dunmow turn off all the way down to Rain, and we're trundling down there at a very good, very good national speed limit, because I don't want to land her in the crap. And she's like, oh, this is a bit of fun, isn't it? And I'm sitting there like... She was nervous about driving an auto, and she's giving it the beans. So I don't want to give it the beans in this. It's a bit, you know, heavy, a bit lumbering. But no, I've only been doing round town and that kind of stuff, and it's doing, what did I work it out to? It was 26 miles a gallon. Yeah. Not too bad for a 2.9 diesel. 12 years old. And to be fair, we are trying it out. Ooh, yes, it's got limited slip differential. And road work, you always leave it in two-wheel drive. Always too high, if you can, when you're doing road work. Unless you're towing something and staying below 50, or going to go off-road and on-road and off-road and on-road, leave them in two-wheel drive. Trust me. You lower the wear, you lower the tear, and you do improve your economy. And limited slip diff. Rear wheel drive. It had some old tyres. I've got Pirelli Scorpions on it now. 340 quid. All four. Fitted, balanced, the works. It's genius. They're 255 65 16s. It's genius having friends in the tyre trade. But yeah, it's fun, because before I had the tyres changed, there were some old Goodyear. They were starting to crack. They were very worn and limited slip diff. Worn tyres, old tyres, roundabouts, slidey. I like limited slip differentials. I love them. But anyway, that's the upload for today. So thanks for watching. I know it's been a really short one, but I thought I'd introduce you to the car, because I know there are people out there who see me post these photos of cars I've accidentally bought and probably think, oh, he just found that photo and he's trying to make himself sound big and clever. No, really, I do. If I tell you I have accidentally bought a car, trust me, I have gone out and bought that car. The accident might be deliberate, but I have gone out and bought the damn thing. But I'll always prove it to you, just so as you're aware. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. And I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Should be going back to work this week, because I've had a week off organising bits and bobs, this car and bits and bobs like that. And if you follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I do tend to post updates about other things. Or just things I find funny. But anyway, cheers guys, and I shall see you in the next one.